Hello everybody, Scott Sword here and welcome back to another video, and it's all about the League of Dracula 2025. The time has come at last. You've seen the trailer video, there's been all the promotion of the tournament, and the registration period has finally finished and we can get this tournament underway. This is always one of the most exciting bits for me, as a player, but also as admin, where we can get everything all sorted and we can find out who everybody's going to be playing during the tournament, and then everyone can start speculating about the draw and all this sort of thing. And for the first time ever, I'm actually recording the draw. Normally, I would be this sort of time during the year, I'd be up in Scotland and I'd be able to do the draw there. But I would have no good way of recording it, or I wouldn't have good enough internet to upload onto YouTube. But for once, because I'm not in the Highlands of Scotland, I'm at my normal in my normal office with good internet, which means we can record the draw for you. So this is very exciting stuff. Obviously, you're watching this on YouTube as a premiere, but this is not live. Okay, I'm not talking to you live. Okay, but you'll be seeing this all together for the first time, and you're going to find out who, if you're a participant in the league, you're going to find out who you're going to be playing against in your first games. We'll get into this. We'll get into everything, and we'll go through all the details in a second. But first of all, of course, I want to say a huge, warm welcome to everybody who has signed up for the League of Dracula. It is actually our biggest competition yet. We've got 22 participants this year. Very exciting stuff, and it's great to see we've got a lovely mix of returning participants, people who have participated in pretty much all of the tournaments so far, and also some people who participated for the first time in our Duos and Dark Halls tournament earlier in the year. And we've also got with the 22 participants that we have this year, 7 are brand new players who haven't participated in any of our tournaments before. So, hello to everybody who's participating, but in particular, welcome to the 7 newcomers to the community. You're all very welcome. I'll be rooting for you during the tournament, and we'll introduce the players as we go through the draw and everything, and I'll give some details about everybody. But yeah, welcome everybody. And also, just I'll say, in case I forget in advance, a huge thank you to everybody else in the community who supported us throughout the years, all the people who are going to be recording games from the Fury of Dracula tournament, the League of Dracula. Sorry, I'm very tired right now, so I'm trying to do this in one take. So this will not be cohesive, but we'll try our best. Yeah, everybody who's going to be recording games during the tournament, my fellow admin as well, Snuffleupagus and JB Philly, but in particular, everybody who's participating in this tournament and all the other tournaments that we've done, because this community wouldn't function otherwise without people who are willing to give up their time to participate and compete and to really promote this really special board game. So thank you, everybody. So let's talk a little bit about the league structure, because now we know how many players there are. We can now finally reveal how the league structure is going to work. So during the league structure, everybody is going to play 8 opponents. And remember, you play each opponent twice, once as the Hunters and once as Dracula. So that will be 16 games in total in the league phase, and this will run pretty much throughout the whole of the month of September and October. Official dates will be posted in the Discord and stuff, but across the next 2 months, you're going to be playing these 16 games against 8 opponents. 7 of these opponents will be decided in this video, and they're going to be decided randomly. What I mean by randomly is there's no sort of seeding. There is going to be a little bit of manipulation of the draw, which I'll talk about in a second, but there's no seeding. It doesn't matter if you're experienced or inexperienced, all that stuff. Anybody can play anybody. That's kind of the gist. So there is some sort of manipulation of the draw we're going to do, but I'll talk about that in a second. But 7 of the opponents will be decided right now in this video. And you'll play those 7 opponents, and all the opponents are going to be different, so there's no repeated matchups at all. So you're going to play those 7 opponents, that's 14 games, and then once those 14 games have been played, then you'll be given one last opponent, and this will be decided later. And this last opponent you're going to play is going to be based upon league ranking. And basically, it's the way I've written it here on the slide, that first place and second place in the league will play against each other. Third and fourth will play against each other. Fifth and sixth will play against each other, and so on. And as I said, you'll play that opponent twice, once as time as once as Dracula. This last opponent that you'll play might be somebody who you've played against previously. But, because there's so many people in the league, the chances of that are quite small, but it's still possible. And yeah, basically, when you look at all the results of all of these 16 games that everyone has played, there will be a league table, and everyone will be ranked, and I'll tell you how everyone's going to be ranked in a second. But the top 16 players will qualify for the knockout stage. So we've actually got, compared to last year's league, a greater percentage of the players in the league will go into the knockout stage. So the only people who won't make it into the knockout stage will be those who are ranked 17th all the way down to 22nd. But if you're in the top 16, you're in the knockout stage. And then what we do is we'll use the rankings from the league phase to determine the seeding for the knockout phase. So the way the knockout phase is done is, in theory, assuming the highest seeds always win their matches, the final will be between the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed, first versus second. The semi-final should be first versus fourth, second versus third, and so on down the line. But we've seen it before, especially in the League of Dracula last year, and also with the Duos and Dark Calls tournament that we had. In knockout games, anything can happen. So if you are the lower seed in the knockout phase, do not despair, because shocks can happen, and we've seen many of them before. So just get yourself into that top 16 positions, and you've always got a chance. You've always got a chance. And that means as well that because we've got 7 new players and only 6 players will not make it into the knockout phase, that means at least one new player, newcomer to the community, will make it into the knockout phase. Maybe even more. Maybe all of them will make it at the expense of lots of experienced players. We'll find out. It's all hypothetical at this stage. Anyway, so that's how it's going to work. And the way that the players will be ranked will be by these 3 different metrics. The most important one is the number of wins. If you win more games, your position in the league goes up. Simple as that, like any sort of league format. So wins are the most important. It doesn't matter if the win was a huge victory, or if it was quick, or if it was a really tense, tight game. Doesn't matter. If you win the game, you're going up the leaderboard. Simple as that. There are then 2 tiebreakers in case there are people who are tied on the number of wins. The first tiebreaker that we use, which takes priority, is called median Buchholz score. So this is a bit complicated, but basically the reason why we're using this is, as you can tell, there are 22 people in the league, but you're only going to be playing 7 or 8 of them, right, during the league phase. You're not playing everybody. So there is a chance, hopefully the draw will be nice and fair, but because it's a random draw, it's possible that there might be some players who will end up with more difficult opponents than others. So the median Buchholz score is a way of taking into account the skill level of the opponents that you personally have faced. And the way it works is you just add up across the entire league phase. It's cumulative and it keeps increasing throughout the league phase. You just count the number of wins that all of your opponents have got during the league phase, and that's your median Buchholz number once you take off the contribution from the highest ranking opponent of yours and the lowest ranking opponent of yours. So basically the 6 middle opponents. So if my 6 middle opponents, if I was playing in the tournament, and if I discarded the contribution from the best player that I played against and the worst player I played against, the 6 middle ones, if they all together had accumulated 40 wins, let's just imagine, then my median Buchholz score would be 40. If there was another player whose median Buchholz score was 30, then that means that I have played, on average, a higher skill level of player, or a better performing players. So that means if we had 2 players who were tied on 6 wins each, but one of them had a median Buchholz score of 40 and the other one had a median Buchholz score of 30, then the one who has the score of 40 is going to be ranked higher because they've played against, on average, more difficult opponents. So that's how that works. If it sounds a bit complicated, don't worry about it. It's just a way of counteracting the fact that maybe some people might get slightly harder matchups than others. That's also why for the final opponent, you'll play against somebody who is close in ranking to you. So if you feel like you're a better player, but you've been disadvantaged because you've been given 7 really difficult opponents in the first part of the league phase, then you got a little bit of chance to catch up with your final 2 games. And the second tiebreaker mechanic is called influence damage score, or IDS. Think of it as like the goal difference in football or soccer or basketball, any sort of sport where teams are accumulating points. So this is just, we use the influence value that is already built into the game, right? Dracula is trying to obtain as many influence as possible, and the hunters are trying to reduce Dracula's health, i.e. doing as much damage to Dracula as possible. So if you have a situation where if you lose a game, or win a game, it doesn't matter, but let's say from the losing perspective, if you lose a game, yeah, you haven't got the win, but if you were Dracula and you lost the game, but you got quite a lot of influence, 9, 10, 11 influence, then you're going to be compensated for that, because the IDS value is going to be, in your perspective, quite a small negative number, and for your opponent, quite a small positive number. So it's like, if you're playing football and a team only won by 1 goal. They won, but the margin of victory was very small. Whereas, if you win a game or lose a game and it finished very, very quickly and Dracula lost the game with very little influence, or Dracula won the game and had 14, 15 health remaining, then the margin of victory is very big. So then you get a huge IDS score. So that's how that works. So remember, the number of wins is the most important. That's always the key. If you win the game, then that's always going to help. But if you lose the game, your medium buckout score and your influence damage score will help, balance things out a bit. Okay, let's go into the draw itself. So we're going to determine your first 7 opponents right now. There is no seeding in the sense that we're not going to worry about who's participated in previous tournaments before, more or less, who's a higher ranking player, who's not. Okay, we're not going to do any of that. There are 2 exceptions, though. Firstly, we're going to have, to help everybody, we're going to have a geographic sort of manipulation of the draw. So the 22 players have been split into 2 groups, and I'll show them right now. Okay, we have the North America group, which has 10 players in it, and you can see them all listed on the screen. We've got people from the USA, 2 from Mexico, and we've also got Ariel, who is from the Philippines, but is like a pseudo-American because of the way that their work schedule is structured. So for all intents and purposes, they are North American for the purposes of this tournament. And then we have what I'm going to call the Europe group, which has 12 people in it. We've got quite a mixture of different countries represented. It's very, very cool. But we also have Skybreaker, who is not European. Skybreaker is from Canada, but he's a pseudo-European because of his work schedule, so it's easy that he's in the European section. And we also have 1 Australian in there. We've got Roy the 11th, our lone Australian participant. Roy, welcome in. For all intents and purposes, you are European right now, okay? So what we're going to do is, for at least, guaranteed, 4 of the 7 opponents that you're going to face will be from the same geographic region. So that will help in terms of trying to organize things and dealing with time zones, all that sort of thing. So if you're thinking about the 7 opponents number 1, 3, 5, and 7 will be from the same geographic region as you. Opponents 2, 4, and 6 will be from the opposite regions. If you're a European, you're going to play a North American person, and vice versa. But because we've got 2 additional people in the European group, then there'll be a pair from the European group left over. But what we'll do is I'll do a little bit of manipulation, so then if that happens, then that only happens to those 2 players once. Okay. But everybody is guaranteed at least 4 of the 7 opponents will be from the same geographic region as you. once it goes into the final match, your eighth opponent, the one that is determined by ranking, it could be somebody from the same geographic region as you, or it could be somebody from the other region. It just depends on how the league table ranking works. And then obviously in the knockout phase, it's done by seeding, so you could play against anybody. So it's not done by geographic stuff. So there you go. So just to especially because we've got quite a lot of new players, just to help them, especially in the first week or so, having your first opponent and a majority of your opponents being from the same geographic region as you will definitely help out. And the other thing we're going to do is just to help out the newcomers just a little bit is every newcomer, so the 7 new participants, and I'll mention them properly when it happens, but the 7 players who have never played in a tournament before, they're going to be guaranteed at least one opponent to be a newcomer. And I've got a list of them here, and I'm going to tick them off as we go along. So there we go. That's how the draw is going to work. So we've got a couple of spinny wheels, and we'll do the draw right now. So yeah, bear with me. I'm not going to be able to do any sort of editing on this video, so it's going to be a little bit sloppy, but hopefully I'll make it as professional as possible. So yeah, let's go to the spinny wheel, shall we? I've got an Excel spreadsheet in here where we're going to write in all the players, all the opponents for all the different players, and we've got some spinny wheels that we're going to use. So let's start off with, well, I've clicked on the American one first, so let's do the first draw for the American group. Okay, so we're just going to keep spinning the wheel and pairing up everybody until nobody's left. So let's spin, spin, spin. Oh, I hope you're excited in the chat. Oh, and the first player who's been selected is Spencer Wolfhard. Okay, a player who's been in every tournament. Probably one of the, maybe alongside Pizza Wizard, probably the most experienced player that we've got in this tournament. Very innovative Dracula player. And we got Fangs of Fire. Okay, so that's the first grouping. So yeah, Spencer and Fangs of Fire will play against each other in week 1. So let me just plug this in now, because otherwise I will forget to do so. Obviously, when you're playing against your opponent, so if Fangs of Fire and Spencer Wolfhard are playing against each other first, they can decide who plays Hunters first and who plays Dracula first. That's entirely up to you two. We're not going to get involved with that. Okay, let's spin again. Let's find out the other pairs. Fangs of Fire, of course, also very experienced. Fangs of Fire, if we were doing some sort of seeding in the league phase, Fangs of Fire would probably be number 4 seed, because Fangs did make it into the semi-final of the League of Dracula 2024, last year's league, so definitely one to watch out for. Strider 656 has been chosen, New Blood champion from 2023, right? 2023? 2024? I don't remember anymore. I think it was 2024. And also, won the league in the Jewels and Dark Horse tournament with Pizza Wizard, but then they got knocked out in the semi-finals. We did a little playoff, and they got knocked out. And we have El Rittmeister, one of the newcomers from Mexico, has been roped into the tournament by Turbinus, the other Mexican player. So yeah, there you go. So Rittmeister, if you're watching, you got to deal with Strider in the first game. All right. Okay, let's spin again. All right, we've got Combat Wombat, a player who has never participated in the League of Dracula before, but was in the Jewels and Dark Halls tournament, the team tournament we had earlier in the year. And I can't remember, Combat Wombat definitely won at least a couple of games in that tournament. Maybe more, I can't remember now, I don't have the stats in front of me. Definitely got to be a bit careful. Not a bad player indeed. And we have Snuffleupagus, fellow tournament admin, of course. So that's going to be the first pairing for those two, Combat Wombat and Snuffleupagus. I'll put everything into the Excel spreadsheet afterwards. I'm just writing everything down next to me. Okay, and we have another new player here, Ghost Wheel. Ghost Wheel. I haven't seen them play. Apparently they've watched a lot of the tournament videos from the previous league, so let's see if any of that information has sunk in. We'll have to find out. but I know nothing about Ghost Wheel in terms of how they play, so that's going to be a lot of fun to see. And we've got Terminus, so there you go. The other Mexican, or Mexican representative, at least in terms of where they live. So yeah, there we go. So Terminus will play Ghost Wheel, and then the last two which are left are Ariel and Tarvalar, so we don't have to spin for them. As I said, the order doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. The players will decide who plays as Hunters and who plays Dracula first, so we don't need to decide the order. Where is Terminus? No, that's Terminus. Where's Ghost Wheel? There's Ghost Wheel. Terminus. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Nope. I'm missing somebody. Oh, Combat Wombat and Snuffleupagus, of course. Now, see, if I was very professional, I'd have all of this automated, but I don't. So there you go. Right, okay, so that is the first draw done for the American side. So we're going to do the European side now. So this will take a little bit of time to do. Hope you don't mind. Hopefully this is all exciting. So let's spin the wheel. Lots of new players in the European bracket, and it's not even a European. The Australian has been drawn first, Roy the 11th. Alrighty, who are you going to play first, Roy? Let's find out. Puni Stoku, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, representing Serbia. So that means that they're both new players. So they're both getting a game against a newer player to the community right off the bat. So that's good. There's a lot of big hitters in here. We've got Wizard Kajic and Pizza Wizard and Mystic Green. Oh, another new player. Artenem, representing Bulgaria. It's the first time we've had a Bulgarian. That's the first time we've had a Serbian and a Bulgarian in this community and in the tournament. So all very welcome. Ooh, that is a tough first round for Artenem. You're having to deal with Wizard Kajic. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a tough one. Wizard Kajic, of course, missed the league last year, but was in the League of 2023 and finished second, losing out only to Pizza Wizard. So definitely a strong player, another very innovative Dracula player. So one you want to watch out for. There's Mr. Green back again. Will it be Mr. Green's year? I mean, the expression always the bridesmaid and never the bride would be the one I'd use to describe Mr. Green. Lovely guy. I think he deserves a tournament win. We'll see if this is going to be his year or not. So who's Mr. Green going to play first? Oh, it's Geo. And if I remember rightly, I think these two played in the quarterfinals of the last league, and Mr. Green just made it through. I mean, Geo, of course, representing Spain, Catalunya, my Duos and Dark Calls and Immortal Invitational teammate, and we won those two tournaments together. So, companion, good luck. Having to play Mr. Green first. That's again not an easy draw, but we want to see those. We want to see these good matchups early on. All right, okay, so we got Chipko. Now, a lot of people might not know Chipko as a name, but this player did actually participate in the League of Dracula 2022. And I think, if I remember rightly, we did a European tournament in the spring of 2023. And I think Chipko participated in that as well. But a lot of people won't know Chipko, so it looks like a new player, but it actually isn't. But we'll see. Who has Chipko been given first? Oh, CobraNet. Okay. All right. So CobraNet, another new player from Serbia as well. We've got a little bit of a family affair going on here. Puni Stoku and CobraNet are related to each other. So that'll be very interesting if they end up playing against each other. But yeah, NB, or Chipko, is playing CobraNet. That's not a bad draw. Okay, R2Win, another new player. R2Win has been playing a lot of games leading up to this tournament and has been winning quite a lot of them. So I don't want to put any pressure on anybody. But if you want a dark horse, maybe R2Win might be the one. And we got Skybreaker, the pseudo-European. R2Win versus Skybreaker. Okay. And then the last pairing, Pizza Wizards, obviously the League of Dracula 2023 champion, and only lost out in the final of the league last year, and is going to play Ondrazot. Ondrazot was with Snuffleupagus in the Immortal Invitational that we had in the spring, and obviously they came runners-up. Representing Italy there, Ondrazot. That'll be a really fun matchup, I think, between those two. Lots of banter, I'm sure, in the chat. So let's just quickly write all these in, just so I don't get confused. I could pause the video here, but see, that would be smart. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pause the video. Lol. Okay, so all the players have been written in. So now we're going to go into the second round of opponents. And in the second round, you're going to be playing against people from the different geographic regions. What we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to draw somebody from the North American group and then draw somebody from the European group. So I'll be flicking back and forth, so that's why I'm not on full screen. Okay, the first one out is Fangs of Fire. Okay. So who is Fangs of Fire going to be playing from the European group? Ooh, Punistoku. Okay. Hopefully I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Alright, okay. So that's going to be yeah, that'll be quite a good test there for Punistoku. If you can get quite a close game against Fangs, that maybe bodes well for the tournament. Because I said Fangs did finish in the semi-finals last year. Definitely one of the more experienced players now. So that'll be a good test in game week 2. Okay, so we've got El Rittmeister is up. Alrighty. So it's Mexico versus Sweden, Mr. Green. Okay then. Alright. Ghost Wheel has been selected. Okay. So Ghost Wheel here has got a decent chance here of playing against a newer player from the European League. We'll have to see. Oh, and it is! It is. Rittmeister has got... Oh no, Ghost Wheel, sorry. I looked incorrectly at my piece of paper. Ghost Wheel is playing against Roy the 11th. So there you go, Ghost Wheel. There is, as a newcomer, you are playing against a fellow newcomer in game week 2. Not quite good for Roy the 11th there to get an American opponent. Hopefully that might help out with time zone differences and things. We'll have to see. Alright, let's keep spinning. There's always the best bit. You're finding out who you're playing and think, all the permutations and, you know, what games you're looking forward to and stuff. So we've got Tarvalar, who's been playing a lot. Tarvalar participated in the Duos and Dark Halls tournament that we had in the spring, and has been playing quite a lot since then. It's great to see players stick around after the tournaments and keep playing, and Tarvalar signed up very quickly for this tournament, and Tarvalar's prize is a game against Wizakajek. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright, Spencer Wolfhart's up next. Oh, Spencer Wolfhard versus Geo. I think they played in the league of last year, I think. I'm trying to remember all the games that have happened so far. I think they played against each other in the league last year. Can't remember the results. I'm sure they'll be posting comments about it. That's the thing, because there's a lot of rivalries from the previous tournaments. So I'll have to see if any of those resurface or not. Terminus has been selected. You've been chosen. Oh, Terminus versus Skybreaker. Okay. Again, it's very likely they might have played in the league last year too. They were very close in terms of positions. We'll have to see if they're... Obviously, the big news is will Strider 656 and Skybreaker play against each other? Because they played against each other about 10 times during the last tournament. So Strider's been chosen. Also, because they're in separate geographic regions here, the chances of them playing against each other are unlikely. CobraNet 1964. Okay, America versus Serbia. There you go. Alright, got 3 left. From North America, Snuffleupagus is up next. Alrighty. My fellow admin. Oh, and it's going to be playing R to win. I don't know. Have they been playing against each other in friendly games? Maybe because of time differences. Maybe not. But you're going to play against each other now. Okay. Only 2 left. From the American side, and it's going to be Ariel. Very good. And I have to draw somebody from the European side. Chipko. There you go. Ariel versus Chipko. And we know the only person left here is Combat Wombat. So there are 3 people now. We've got to actually be a little bit careful here. Now, I don't think this draw can actually happen. Because... yeah, Pizza Wizard and Andrazot have already played against each other. So that's not going to work. So we have to keep spinning here until one of the other two are drawn. Yeah, because we can't have Pizza Wizard and Andrazot leftovers. There's only problem with this system. I'm going to have to pay attention to these things, and if I don't catch something, I might have to edit it post-video. We'll have to see. Okay, so Pizza Wizard will play against Combat Wombat, and then Artenum and Andrazot will play against each other. So there you go. So that concludes the second round of fixtures. Let me just plug that into my spreadsheet, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, and we're back. So, 2 down, 5 to go. And let's do the North American draw for game week 3. Spencer Wolfhart is up first. Finished second, I think it was, in the European League of 2023. And versus Strider 656. Okay, Ghost Wheel has been selected. Oh, and there you go, Rittmeister, you have your newcomer opponent guaranteed. Ghost Wheel versus Rittmeister, the 2 newcomers there in game week 3. Okay. Ariel. Oh, Fangs of Fire is going to be the 3rd opponent for Ariel. We can whiz through these now. Combat Wombat. You've been chosen. Combat Wombat versus Snuff. Ah, they've already been picked against each other, so that can't work. So you have to spin again. I'm sure I will lose track of one of these along the way, and I might have to do some checking and editing and stuff. So Tarvala, you're going to be playing against Combat Wombat, and then we got Terminus and Snuff. Okay. So that's the North American draw done. Let's do the European draw. It's very possible that you guys in chat will catch something before I'm able to correct it in the video. Pizza Wizards. Oh, Mr. Green. Oh, oh man, that's going to be such a good game. Game week 3. Pizza Wizard and Mr. Green. 2 very experienced players there. I mean, Mr. Green's been in every competition that we've done as well, more or less. Missed out maybe on a little bit of the team tournament in the spring, but apart from that, Wizakagic is going to be here. Okay, so it's Wizakagic, CobraNet. Has Wizakagic played CobraNet yet? No, I don't think so. Okay. So Wizardkajic is going to play against Cobranet. Geo has been chosen. Who is Geo going to play next? Oh, Skybreaker. Skybreaker 96. Alright. Chipko will play on result. Who is R to win going to be play against? Artenum. Okay. So that means both R to win and Artenum. There you go. There is your newcomer opponent for both of you. And then Roy the 11th is playing against Punistoku. Have they not been drawn against each other already? Oh, they have. Ooh, okay. That's complicated. Okay, I'm gonna have to add. Hold your horses, folks. I need to add R to win and Artenum back in. Yeah. Those two aren't going to work. Okay. Roy the 11th. You're up. Nope. The wheel just keeps wanting to do repeated matchups. That's not going to work. And again, am I going to have to remove Punistoku here? I'm going to have to, yeah. I'll remove Puni and then roll. Okay, Artenum. Okay. So Artenum will play Roy the 11th, and then R to win will play Puni. There we go. Okay, let me plug that in, and I'll be back in a second. Okay. Yep, so it's all sorted and fixed, I think. I've moved documents around on my screen, so hopefully that means if there's any repeated matchup, I should be able to catch them quicker. Right, we're going to round 4 now, so remember that means people from the North American group are going to have to play against people from the European group. So Strider 656 is out. Is this going to be the Stridebreaker? That's what we're calling it. The Strider Skybreaker matchup. I can't even speak. I am so sleep deprived. Oh no, it's going to be Mr. Green. Mr. Green, Mr. Green. There you go. Strider and Mr. Green, have fun with that. Oh yeah, I should have said, I'm not competing in this tournament. I didn't say this at the beginning. I'm so tired, I can't focus. I'm not competing in this tournament. I'd love to. And obviously, I'd want to defend my crown and everything, but I have my own little vampire at home who has no sleep schedule and has colic. So that is she's not very cooperating with me in terms of competing in the tournament. So I'm going to sit this one out, but I want lots of exciting games to be played because I'm going to have a lot of FOMO. So I'll be cheering you all on, and please record lots of games so I can have lots of entertainment during those long, difficult nights. Okay, Rittmeister and R to win are going to play against each other. So actually, all of the new players have got at least one new opponent one newcomer opponent, except Cobranet. But if we get to the 7th round and Cobranet doesn't have a new opponent or a newcomer opponent, then we will rig it to make sure that is the case. So Fangs of Fire is up for the North American side of the boards. Oh, Wizardkajic. Oh, so these two actually played against each other in a special open hand spectator show match thing that we did on Twitch a few weeks ago. So that Let's see if the two of them have learned anything from each other during that. It's a very exciting game, actually. So that really bodes well for game week 4. That's maybe the match to look out for. Snuffleupagus. Oh, Snuff is playing Pizza Wizard. Never mind. Okay, the big hitters are going against each other. This is a very strong round 4, or game week 4 that we've got going on. Okay. Terminus. Terminus is up. Excuse the adverts as well. Terminus versus Ondrazot. Have they been... No, they haven't been put against each other. Okay, then. I can't remember if Terminus and Ondrazot played against each other in the previous league. They finished very close together in the rankings. Ondrazot just missed out on the knockouts. Terminus made it into the knockout stage and with a tiny, made it through the first round, beating, I think it was Strider, the higher seed, and then almost made it through to the semi-final. So yeah, Terminus will be looking for an even better showing this time around. Combat Wombat is up next. And Combat Wombat's going to play against Geo. I don't think these two have ever played against each other. So that's the great thing with these tournaments, right? They allow people who have never played against each other before to have these amazing games. Okay, Spencer Wolfhart. Spencer Wolfhart is going to be playing against Puni Stoku. There you go. Okay. Oh, I rolled the European side automatically without even thinking. Okay, so Arcanum. Okay, Arcanum, who are you going to be playing against from the American side? It's going to be Ghostwheel, fellow newcomer. Okay, then. Right. Okay, looks like Tarvalar is up. Just got to look. Is Tarvalar... Nope, Tarvalar's only conflicts with Wizakagic, and Wizakagic's already been picked. So this should be all fine. Oh no, Tarvalar's going to be playing against Skybreaker. Okay. And we know the last one there is Ariel from the North American side. So the only thing we'll be careful here is Ariel cannot play Chipko again. So it's going to have to be one of the other two. It's going to be Cobranet. Okay, so Cobranet and Ariel will go against each other. And that means Roy the 11th and Chipko will go against each other. Okay, then. Let me plug that in. BRB. Alright, we're over halfway. That's 4 of the 7 matchups done. So we're going to game week 5. There we go. And we'll start with the European board. Why not? Let's do the Europeans first. Alright, Wizakagic is out first of all. Last alphabetically, but first out this time. And Wizakagic has to play Ondrazot. Okay. Okay. Skybreaker 96 versus... Okay, we can't have Geo because they've already played against each other in this tournament. They're going to play in game week 3, so we have to keep rolling again. Ooh, it's Mr. Green. That one works. Mr. Green and Skybreaker. God, round 4 had some incredible matchups. Strider 656 and Mr. Green, Fangs of Fire and Wizakagic, Snuff, Pizza Wizard, and then not even considering all of the other new players as well and all the possibilities that could happen there. Oh my goodness. Right, Arcanum. Oh wait, back on... Stop getting distracted. Get on to the thing you should be doing. So Arcanum, in week 5, is going to play against... Ooh. Oh, it's just Chipko. Does that work? Yeah, they haven't played against each other yet. So that works indeed. Okay. It was almost Cobranet. Just. But Pizza Wizard has been chosen next. And Pizza Wizard will play against Puni Stoku. Right. Puni, no pressure, but you're having to play against the league champion from 2023 and the runner-up from last year. No pressure. Okay, Roy has been chosen. Roy the 11th. What happened to Roy the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 9th, and 10th? That's a question for another day, I suppose. Oh. Yep, R to win. Yep, those two haven't been matched up in this league so far, so yep, that works. And then we've got Geo versus CobraNet. Yep, that works out fine, because those two haven't played against each other either. Oh, that was nice and easy. No extra work for me there. Okay. Alrighty, let's go into the American side. North American side, I should say. Oh, it's Terminus. Thought it was going to be Tarvalar, but no, it was Terminus. Let's see, who can Terminus play against? Terminus versus Ariel? Yep, that works out perfectly. Oh, Ariel B, I should say. I always say Ariel. Strider. Strider 656. Strider was very impatient to find out who he was going to be playing against. And you know 4 of your opponents already, and here's your 5th one. Your 5th one is Fangs of Fire. They played against each other in previous tournaments and quite a lot of practice games against each other, of course. Or friendly games, I should say. They're going to be playing against each other in the League of Dracula 2025. Spencer Wolfhart has been chosen. So Spencer, well, that's fine, because Spencer can play against any of these people. Yep, El Rittmeister. Have fun dealing with Spencer's Dracula shenanigans. Keep spinning. Snuff. Snuffleupagus has been chosen. Snuff cannot play Combat Wombat or Terminus. Okay. So it looks like, nope. Snuff is going to play against Ghost Wheel. Don't worry, Ghost Wheel. I know Snuff is admin. But that... Oh, hang a minute. No, this is not going to work, because Combat Wombat has already played Tarvalar. They played it. They're going to play in Game Week 3. Oh, okay. So, Combat Wombat can't play Snuff. Yeah, Snuffleupagus can't play Combat Wombat. Let me pause and I'll try and work this out. I can't do it on camera. Okay, that didn't take me very long to work out. So, because Combat Wombat has already been paired up against Snuffleupagus and Tarvalar, the only person who Combat Wombat can play against is Ghost Wheel. So actually, the thing I just said, oh, it's going to be Snuffleupagus against Ghost Wheel. Nope. Combat Wombat will play against Ghost Wheel, and Snuffleupagus will play against Tarvalar. That works. Because Tarvalar and Snuffleupagus haven't played against each other yet. Okay. Sorted. Okay, so just to confirm, from the North American side for Game Week 5, it's Terminus versus Ariel, Strider 656 versus Fangs of Fire, Spencer Wolfhart against Rittmeister, Combat Wombat against Ghost Wheel, and Snuffleupagus against Tarvalar. Okay, I'll plug those in. Back in a second. Oh, okay, right, we're back for round 6, which means it's going to be Europeans versus North Americans. So let's spin the European wheel first. Let's see who we get. We have Mr. Green. The Swedish. Everyone's favourite Swede. Who is Mr. Green? Mr. Green's already played against Rittmeister and Strider. It's going to be Combat Wombat. Certainly be. I don't know if those two have ever played against each other. I guess because of time differences, it's not going to... Probably not. Okay, Artenem has been chosen. So who from the North American side are you going to be playing Artenem? Okay, Strider 656. Does that hurt him? Yes, it does. Okay, Geo, my teammate, has been chosen. Geo has been pit up against Spencer and Combat Wombat in rounds 2 and 4, and now has to play against Snuffleupagus. So that is very much a rematch from last year. So what happened was in the League of Dracula last year, Snuff finished in 5th place in the league, and Geo finished in 12th. We only had 12 people qualifying for the knockout phase, so Geo just got into the knockout places. But then in the knockout round between Snuff and Geo won. So Snuff will be out for some revenge. That is certain. Okay, Pizza Wizard. Pizza Wizard has been chosen, and Pizza Wizard is going to be. Oh, I didn't mean to roll the European board. Sorry. That was just me defaulting and just not even thinking about what I was supposed to be doing. Sorry. Okay. Pizza Wizard versus Terminus. Yep, that matchup works. So there you go. Terminus, have fun dealing with Pizza Wizard. And Pizza Wizard, have fun dealing with Terminus. Terminus has been playing a lot of games recently. So that practice could definitely come in handy, especially if Pizza Wizard has been playing a lot. We'll have to see. R to win. Who is R to win going to be playing? R to win has been pitted up against Spencer Wolfheart, and yep, that works because they haven't played each other yet. Okay, CobraNet. Let's see, CobraNet. Can you get a new player from the American board? It would have to be only be Ghostwheel. Oh no, Ripmice is available. Oh, yeah, it's going to be Ripmice. So there you go, CobraNet. There is your newcomer opponent. So every newcomer now has played against at least one newcomer. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Oh, it's just Wizakagic. Okay, Wizakagic has been chosen. Who's left on the... okay, so Wizakagic can't play against Fangs of Fire or Tarvalar. So it's going to have to be Ghostwheel or Aerial. Nope. Can't be Fangs of Fire. So let's just keep rolling until we get somebody who's not Fangs of Fire or Tarvalar. It's going to be Ghostwheel. Ghostwheel versus Wizakagic. Well, Ghostwheel has apparently watched a lot of the tournament videos from previous leagues. So hopefully, Ghostwheel, you've been studying how Wizakagic has been played. Okay. Punistoku has been chosen from the European side. Any restrictions I have to be worried about? Puni cannot play against Fangs because they're playing in round 2. So it has to be one of the other two then. Oh, really, Wheel? You utter troll. There we go. It's going to be Aerial. Punistoku versus Aerial B. Alright. Roy the 11th, right? Yeah, it's going to be Roy the 11th. Roy the 11th has played against... it's only Ghostwheel from the North American side, so this is perfect. So Roy the 11th here can play against either of these two, and it's going to be Tarvalar. Okay, so we know then Fangs of Fire is left. Any restrictions here we have to worry about? No, I don't think so. Fangs can play against any of these three. Ah, okay. Andrazot and Chipko have already been drawn against each other. Okay, so Fangs cannot play Skybreaker then. Okay, Fangs of Fire versus Chipko. Does that work? Andrazot and Skybreaker? Yep, that works perfectly. Okay, so Fangs of Fire will play Chipko. And then that means Skybreaker 96 and Andrazot will play against each other. Very good. Okay, I'll plug those into my spreadsheet, and I'll be back in 1 second, folks. Alright, everybody. Are you ready for round 7? Final round. So, of course, everybody will be in their geographic regions for this one. Let's give the wheel the last few spins. And we'll find out who everyone's going to be playing against last of all. So Fangs of Fire is out first. So Fangs has already played against Spencer Wolfheart, Ariel, and Strider. 656. Oh, is it? Oh, it's just Ghost Wheel. Look at that. Okay. Ghost Wheel versus Fangs of Fire. That's going to be the last two matches for those two before they get their final opponent, but that'll be based upon league ranking, of course, so we won't know who that is until around mid-October. Spencer Wolfheart. Okay, Spencer Wolfheart has already played against, has been drawn against Fangs and Strider and Ripmeister. Okay. So Fangs has already been drawn, of course, so has to avoid Strider 656. Nope, we're going to have to re-roll that. Combat Wombat. There you go. Spin, spin, spin. Ripmeister. Very epic name. Ritmeister. Don't know what it means. Don't know what Rit is. Meister, I see it was Master. Don't know what Rit is. Anyway. Oh! Oh! It's an all-Mexican matchup! It is! Terminus and Ritmeister, the two friends. Terminus basically nagged Ritmeister to come into the tournament, and now they have to play against each other. Will Terminus regret that decision? We'll find out in week 7. Love it. Okay, let's see. Tarvala. Right, let's have a... Ooh, is this going to be problematic? Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so Tarvala's been chosen. Tarvala has already played against Snuffleupagus and Ariel. So that means then by default, Tarvala has to play against Strider. And Ariel and Snuffleupagus haven't played against each other. Perfect. That all works out just fine then. So Tarvala... Your final opponent is Strider 656, and then Snuffleupagus and Ariel, you're going to be playing against each other last as well. There we go. Okay, so that's it. All the North American opponents, or players rather, you know who your 7 opponents are now. Time to go to the European sides. So only, I don't know, not many more spins. Not many spins left. CobraNet is up next. Obviously, CobraNet is playing Ripmeister in round 6, so that is their newcomer opponent. Will CobraNet here get another newcomer or get an experienced player? It's going to be an experienced player. Pizza Wizard. Ooh, poor CobraNet has to deal with both Wizardkagic and Pizza Wizard. I mean, that's what happens when both Pizza Wizard and Wizardkagic are on the same geographic region. Damn. Oh well. Hopefully it'll be a learning experience for you, CobraNet, and I'm sure you'll do well. I'm sure you'll hold your own. If anyone doesn't know anything about me, I always root for the underdog. Mr. Green is up next. And also, the cool thing is with the way this tournament format is, because you've got the medium Buckholz score, even if you've got potentially higher ranking opponents, that's still good for you, because every time that they're winning, your medium Buckholz score is going up. So that can work out. R to win versus Mr. Green, yes. That is definitely a matchup that works. Wizardkagic. Okay, Wizardkagic and Pizza Wizard have avoided each other for now. Question is, will they keep doing so? Okay, Chipko and Wizardkagic have not played against each other. So, that matchup works. Ooh, Skybreaker 96. Okay, who is your last opponent going to be? Okay, Geo doesn't work because they've already played against each other. They're playing against each other in round 3. So you have to keep rolling. Nope. Aldrazot and Skybreaker are playing against each other in round 6. So that's not going to work either. So keep spinning. Oh, come on, wheel. Stop trolling me. Roy the 11th. Yep, that works. That works. Okay, we got 4 people left. Are there any other restrictions we're going to be worried about? Andrazot has played Artanum, so Andrazot has to play Puni, Stoku, or Geo. Puni hasn't played any of these people, so there's no restriction there. Geo hasn't played any of these people, so no restriction there. And Artanum's on it. Okay, so we just have to avoid Andrazot and Artanum. That's the only matchup that we can't have. Okay, so Puni has been chosen. Okay. Artanum, yeah, that will work. Look at that all working out nicely. So yeah, Artanum and Puni, and then Andrazot versus Geo last. There we go. Okay, let me plug those into the spreadsheet, and then I will show you the spreadsheet, just because I know there's a lot of stuff happening, and you might have lost track. So I'll show you the final spreadsheet in a second with everybody's matchups. Alright, okay, done. I don't think there are any mistakes, and I don't think there's any matches where there are conflicts and things. I think it's all worked out fine. I'll do a double check before everything's posted on the Discord. But there you go. So on the screen, you can see your name in bold, and underneath your 7 opponents. So now the speculation can start, who maybe got the nicer slice of the draw, who's been shafted a little bit. But remember, of course, you just need to get yourself into that top 16 positions and make it into the knockout phase, and then anything can happen in the knockouts. And also because of the medium Buckholtz tiebreaker, and also you'll have one more opponent. Your 8th opponent will be based upon league ranking, first versus second, third versus fourth, and so on. So that'll give you a chance to play against somebody of a similar ranking to you, and if you can get a couple of wins against them, you could gain quite a few places in the final sort of round of games and get yourself into the top 16, or just improve your ranking just a little bit, which will help you out in the knockout phase. So there you go. So the plan is, when this video has gone up onto YouTube and as the premiere has more or less finished, then information will start appearing on the Discord. If the information doesn't appear immediately on the Discord, do not panic. As I said, I am very busy at the moment with a newborn baby who's obviously needs a lot of attention, and there's lots of stuff going on over here, but I'll try and get all the information going. So don't stress. I'm going to put lots of stuff up on the Discord. I'll put the fixtures up. I'll put all the necessary documents that you need before the games, after the games, and so on. And yeah, good luck, everybody, basically. Oh, I'm missing somebody. Oh, what's going on here? Skybreaker and Roy the 11th haven't been added in. I'll do that right now. There you go, fixed. So yeah, basically, good luck, everybody. As I said, I'm having massive FOMO because I'm not participating, but we'll have to see. Is it Pizza Wizard's year this year again? Or is there going to be a different name on the trophy, so to speak, at the end of December when everything is finished? But we'll have to wait and see. But there's going to be lots of exciting Fury of Dracula up until then. So many games. So hopefully as many of them can get recorded as possible. And a quick message to everybody, but especially the new players. I know it can be quite intimidating coming into these tournaments. There's a meta that we play with, and there's lots of experienced players and things. But just enjoy it. It's a game. It's meant to be fun. It's a challenge. That's the whole point of it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy yourselves as much as possible. And all the best of luck. I'll be rooting for all of you, but especially to the new players, because I want to see you all do very well. And yeah, just enjoy it, and all the best out there. And yeah, I will hopefully be able to spectate some games at some point, maybe do a little bit of commentary when things have settled down over here for me. But I'll be tuning into as many games as possible. I'll be looking on the Discord, and yeah, take care, everybody. All the best of luck for the tournament. Sorry that this video was very long, but hopefully you had fun with all the tension of knowing who you're going to play and so on. So yeah, take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Best of luck for the tournament. See you very soon.